Hello, BookTube, and welcome back. So I'm going to continue my series of book reviews that I'm currently doing. I say book reviews; they're not really book reviews. I'm not a book reviewer, so it's not informal. It's more my opinion of what I've just read in November 2025, and then a quick synopsis of what the book is all about. So without further ado, let's crack on with the next one. So what I've read now is Baltic, The Future of Europe. This is by Oliver Moody. I believe Oliver Moody is a British-born journalist and he's currently stationed in Berlin and he knows quite a lot about Northern Europe. And if you don't know, Baltic, the Baltic is up in Northern Europe. And I think it's 9 countries are around the Baltic. So it's like sort of Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Finland, Sweden, Poland, Denmark, Germany. I can't remember who I've not said. I don't know who I've missed out there. So it's all about that region of Europe. And basically, the Baltic is like NATO. You know, they're all NATO countries. And this is what this book is all about. And it starts off with a very bleak future if Russia was gonna invade. It was gonna invade in the Baltic region and do a sort of blitzkrieg and on the smaller, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania kind of countries. And it goes on from this kind of shock prologue into each and every one of the Baltic countries. So I believe it starts off with Estonia. And what I love about this book is, and P.S. I think this book is brilliant. What I love about this book is I think it's so hard to do. It's basically given one chapter of 50, 60 pages, whatever it is, on the history of one country, its culture, its politics, its diversity, its demographics, and condenses it in within that short space. And I think that's really hard to do. And the author really, really does polish up. He really does a really good job at getting the history of each of these countries to you. The history that they had with the Soviet Union, because these were Soviet satellites, and then the eventual joining of NATO, and how they are prepping in the the threat of an invasion from Russia. So it's pretty much like that through. It goes through 8 or 9 of these countries, given its history, and there's people who are basically Russian within the countries, and how they have their relationship with their own governments, and how people in those countries treat them. And this book is so good. It's fantastic. It's definitely up there. One of the best I've read so far this year. And when it gets discussing, the 9 NATO Baltic countries, and then it discusses its Russia and how Russia has advanced cyber warfare against these countries. I mean, Estonia was pretty much knocked off the internet in 2007, I think. I mean, everything gone from a cyber attack from Russia, and how basically Russia's building up this itself against NATO on the boundaries of these countries. And probably what I like more about anything else, rather than the whole Russia and NATO question, is how Europe itself, and a bit of an offshoot as well about the United States, its influence and its relationship with these smaller, I say smaller, one of them's Germany, smaller NATO countries, because it really does get through the different relationships that these countries have with not only themselves within, but also the relationships they have with each other. Basically, the Baltic countries is, the Western Europe's avant-garde. They're the frontline forces, and how we don't usually fully grasp that. And yeah, I think what this absolutely brilliant is get that across the relationship between different countries in Europe and how they probably think of each other and how we should build, a more successful, robust kind of society. Not really society. What's the word I'm looking for? Robust outline of preparation in an event of an invasion. Because who knows if Russia was to attack Estonia tomorrow, what would NATO do? Don't know. Yeah, so this book is, I can't get through to it how fantastic this book is, and it's the authors interviewed so many people in this book. So government ministers, politicians, commanders, people in NATO, intelligence officers, scholars, analysts, the whole lot. He's interviewed a lot of people and got their beliefs on what has happened and what needs to be done. And the end part of, well, the epilogue part about it is basically, in the event of a Russian invasion, what can the Baltic countries do? But sometimes it doesn't discuss the full apocalyptic nuclear war. It also discusses, in the event of no war as well. So it's pretty good, because sometimes with these kind of books, sometimes it goes into the, oh, that's it then, we're all going to die. So it gives a bit of hope of, shared relations with our European brethren and even Russia too. And yeah, this book, the authors hit this out of the park. It is fantastic. I can't recommend this highly enough. So this is Baltic, the Future of Europe, and this is by Oliver Moody. Pick it up. It is a fantastic book. Bye, BookTube.